especially when you're a builder, actually building in the ecosystem. A lot of people are probably the most outspoken who aren't builders, I'd say. A lot of people on social media, they have a very loud mouth about what they think is needed on, the mainnet or any blockchain. But I think we should really look towards the developers on what the needs are when it comes to, implementations, developments, upgrades. So yeah, I think programmability is key, especially if you're trying to do some very ambitious things in the space. And I think if you're trying to do something very ambitious, Coreum is definitely the blockchain to do it on.
Yeah, so that actually brings me to this next point. Now, when it comes to programmability, smart contracts, smart capabilities, all that, I noticed as I was tooling through your X that there was, and I've seen all over social media, conversations about Ripple and hooks. Now, I don't know what that is. I was like, Ripple has hooks now. I don't know, like talking about music hooks, So maybe you could just expound on that. I know you have an opinion on that. I'd love to hear it.
Yeah, so there's been discussions, I think it was yesterday or 2 days ago, when Ripple's orientation or priorities changed into suddenly also wanting to enable programmability on the chain. It's a little bit of a political topic, sadly. But my opinion basically is, the XRP ledger definitely needs programmability if it wants to remain competitive to other chains. If we want XRP to stay relevant, then it should not be bound by restrictions laid onto it by one central authority. That's just not the way how blockchain works and why we are in blockchain, because in blockchain, the most beautiful word that everybody loves is decentralization, because at the end, that's what we're here to, again, have the freedom to do what we want, bound by rules we put on each other instead of getting put on top of, otherwise we just work for a boss if I want to be told what to do.
Yeah, I 100% agree.
Makes sense. It makes sense. I mean, I guess that kind of, so for bids, and I know if this is a big topic, I'm not trying to talk trash about anybody, but from my understanding, right, the when it comes to Coreum versus the XRPL, there's some clear, obviously there's a large community on the XRPL and with Ripple, but in building on Coreum, what are some of the benefits, I guess, between the two?
Well, as a starter, U2, of course. Those are two benefits that I can think of.
Thank you.
But they're so obvious, and I really don't understand that there's so many chains out there, especially the XRPL, that doesn't get it. It's just okay, you want the freedom to be able to build, and you want to get support while you're building, and I think that's two things that you guys are doing well, because how Coreum is built in regards from a builder's perspective, it offers it enables true programmability, of course, through Rust smart contracts. But it also is very accessible from an NFT standpoint, because you don't need to build your own NFT contract. You have those options within the NFT, which I think is very cool. That you can, enable whitelisting, enable put soulbound NFTs. But it's on the X. I don't know how familiar you are with the XPL, but it's the same enabling it with flags. Yeah, it's similar, not the same, but. I think, if you're making it easier for builders to build, but you still give them the freedom to build whatever they want, that's the sweet spot you want to be in as a builder. And I think that's very great on Coreum, because it makes it very accessible for, senior and junior devs.
That's awesome.
Coreum's the best.
How do you foster, and Kai, how do you foster the community in a good way? How do you because I've been to one of your events, the Xpunks events. It was a really amazing event, had a really good time, but give me some different things that you guys, different campaigns, initiatives that you guys have done for the ecosystem that you guys have built.
Yeah, there are a lot. Well, there are definitely a lot, but from a in-person standpoint, I think, our events are the most outstanding ones. Our punk house raves, they're always fun. One in Amsterdam, one in Lisbon, and one in Austin, Texas. I think you were at the Austin one, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It was awesome.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, no, that was sick with 9x9. No.
Because now we have token proof, and because now we have a Web3 integration that allows for token gating. So, if you're ever trying to do another Punk House event, just reach out to us and we could help organize it.
Yeah,
Michael never
I'm
stops
down,
working,
you
man.
know,
You are a prolific BD.
I just want to go to another punk house event. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Ah, that was fun.
Yeah, no, like at the end, it's very important that you give people experience not only online but also offline. You know,
Mm-hmm.
experience that they are not used to, that they wouldn't have if they weren't a community member. I think, you know, memories. At the end, you know, that's what life is about in general. You want to create memories that, you know, when you're laying on your deathbed or whatever, that you're like, hey, thinking about things that you've done in the past, and you're
Mm-hmm.
like, okay, yeah, this was fucking cool, right? And it's the same with us. We saw that there's, you know, we wanted to do these in-house, these in-person activations, or however you want to say it, where people would actually meet with each other and not only look online to each other, but also go past the PFPs, basically, you know, and connect on a more personal level. And I think that's what those raves were all about. At the end, we also wanted to be something original and unique, and I think we managed to do that quite well. And I think that's what it's all about. Also for an NFT project
I
like we have, is
100%
that you
agree.
just want to create as many experiences for your holders that are memorable. And
Because we're living in a
that's
digital age, you know, we're so used to being on our
Yeah.
phones all day. You know, it's nice to go to an
Exactly.
in-person event, meet people, and I think that's one of the reasons why I'm sitting in this spot today is because, you know, I put myself out there, and I tell people all the time, if you put yourself out there and just be yourself, you know, you can do anything in this world. You know, I mean, look where you're at. So
Definitely. There's this beautiful saying from from Alex Hormozi. I always forgot how to pronounce his last name. But it's never been easier to be successful in life, but it also has never been easier to do nothing.
that's a good one.
Yeah, that's so true. That's so
Right?
true.
Yeah.
That's a heavy quote, because and it's interesting too, because like on the podcast we talk a lot about like Web 2.5, like this kind of transition of people from your standard, you know, just internet and, you know, streaming on, you know, TV, whatever, to this more integrated where the digital world and the real world kind of come together. And it's kind of one of those scary things where it's like, are we starting to move away from these communities offline? Are we starting, you know, you hear about it with the kids these days. I sound like an old guy. These kids these days, they're all on their social media constantly, you know. So like, it's really dope that you guys with bids and with the punks, with the ex-punks, like creating these offline experiences from these online communities and kind of bringing that full circle. It's really dope. So when it comes to that future, right, for Web3 and the culture, how do you kind of see that? How do you see the Web3 culture becoming part of the mainstream culture?
I honestly don't know. There's a different layers into Web3 culture, right? You have the basement dwelling incels there that I'm probably a part of, and you have the more orienting people that are looking into different aspects of the technology behind it, you know. So there's different layers to it. There's this, you know, you probably know how bad like crypto Twitter can get, and you know, yeah, I don't know if you guys saw that, like Near Protocol got hacked yesterday, and the hacker was like posting pictures of testosterone, saying that people were getting too gay and that they needed some testosterone boosters or something like that. And it's like that is like one part of the culture that I don't think will ever reach mainstream, simply because at the moment mainstream is pretty woke. But on the other hand, it would be pretty hilarious. So, you know, like
Do you think
like Elon says, the most entertaining outcome will likely happen. So I don't know. I do love the more like, I do love the vibe. Also during the bear market, you know, on crypto Twitter or X, like it was so different. And then there was this like a small increase of just more retail coming in, and obviously, you know, it was pumping our backs, it was awesome. But at the end, it did go against culture. You saw that change in narrative a little bit. People were getting more sweet and kind, but then again, everybody's leaving.
Right,
like,
now everyone's just demons.
You know, it both has its charms. I kind of like it both. I think it will clash, but at some point it will probably like intertwine more. But I think that hardcore culture that you see, you know, in the trenches, that will probably fade into something new this will fade more into a normie world.
And your thoughts about celebrity meme coins? I think that could probably be the closest tie to meshing mainstream and the Web3. I don't know if that's doing so well, to be honest. I mean, you see Jason Derulo.
This guy called Sahil that was just mass manipulating all these celebrities on Instagram. That was pretty clever how he did it. But yeah,
and you see Jason Derulo, you have Logan Paul. I don't think Jason Derulo has updated his community about his token.
No, I think honestly, Iggy Azalea was the only one that I think that's like,
sure,
she did it really well.
I have a bag.
Yeah, you got an Iggy coin bag.
I have a bag.
It was funny with Mother. I thought it was hilarious. Her memes were on point, her Twitter account was great. So no, I think she did it really well, and the token is still kind of relevant, which is dope. But all the other ones are like kind of trash. Maybe I'm talking trash about a coin that I missed. Could be, but I do like Mother a lot.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's kind of where I'm like I'm drawn more to the NFT side of that world, because the meme coin thing, like I dipped my toe in the meme coin water a little bit, and I was just like, I got rugged probably every time. Like I'm like bridging, I'm like on Solana, I'm doing all this stuff. I do all these 12 steps, and then like the coin pumps and then just drops, like bang, bottoms out of it. So it just seemed like I'm not personally in those communities. I'm not on that Telegram chat where they're like, all right, everybody now, or whatever. So
yeah.
So it just
if you're not in the trenches, you're gonna get burned. And like I don't have time for the trenches, and I got burned a lot as well.
Yeah. So I can see where at least like if at least my meme coin could be my profile picture, and I could show everybody I got rugged, like that'd be nice, So that's where NFTs are. Like,
it's a badge of honor. Call it a badge of honor.
Badge of honor, yeah. Kai, I know you got to get out of here at some point, man. And we really appreciate you taking time. I know where are you based? Where are you right now?
I'm currently in the Netherlands.
In the Netherlands.
So it's, you'll probably see that my face is like darker than it was like 20 minutes ago because the sun is going down behind me.
Yeah, man. Well, I know it's probably getting late over there. We appreciate you for coming on, man.
I appreciate the invite.
Bids officially on the 9th, right? So,
on the 9th of September, yeah.
Let's go, man.
Like, I don't know when this podcast is gonna launch.
Yeah, we'll have some clips out around launch, and then we'll probably drop this after. So maybe officially.
Oh, after? Oh, great! Then I can just spill the beans now, so that people, when they're looking, and they're like, "Fuck you," because we're probably gonna soft launch tomorrow night already.
Yeah. Okay. Dope. All right, I'm excited about that.
Yeah. So Friday night, what is it? Friday the 6th of September, we'll soft launch in European evening time. Most likely, perhaps it will be Saturday, but so that we can just test the waters a little bit. And we already have users on the XPL side, so we're hoping that they can, get those initial bugs out before we fully launch on Coreum publicly. Obviously, there will be bugs, but I do think this way we can mitigate the risk as much as possible before a public launch.
That's awesome.
You know what you're doing, man. Yeah. You've done this before.
It's the 6th marketplace.
This isn't your first rodeo.